for a living man. How there is one thing you're all forgetting. That endless morning will turn to night. And when you're dreaming, you will be seeing a little demon dancing around. Baby, there is only one way, and that's the slow decay. Get a little earthy with me, I'll pull you down like rain. So tired, I can tell from your shape. Feeling sleepy, yeah, you beat the slow decay.
All right, guys, we made it to Jersey at about 5:30 this morning, but we had to sit around and wait till 7 o'clock for them to get here and open up. We just wanted to beat the traffic since now when we looked at this load online, it said it was the broker had put the city, can't remember the name of the town, but it was south of Newark, New Jersey. And then after they send us the rate con, so the rate con says call this number for directions. And then when you call, they're like, yeah, you have to come here. And this is, what's this place called? East Rutherford. The, I don't know, you can see it's the stadium's right there. So we had to deal with all that traffic and all that mess. But, so we have to load this one up here. And then we have to drive further this way. Yeah. All right, that was the guy that was going to load the other two golf carts. But anyways, we have to drive over that way some. I guess the golf carts don't run. They have to fork them on. But Lita's in there. The broker didn't send the BOL, so they're just filling out some cheapo BOL paperwork. And then we'll head over that way. And there's the rest of them. American dream right there. Four tire straps per. We put one chain, 4 binders on this. I just took and hooked the hooks onto the, I don't know if you guys can see that, the hitch receiver there, and pulled back. And then we wrapped the chains around a spot up front here. I knew I wouldn't have enough chains and binders to do chains and binders on everything. So that's why I chained and bindered the first one, because I knew that would probably have more tie down points than these golf carts. And I knew I had 8 tire tie downs. So that's what we went with. Trying to get some video footage just in case there's some damage on here that they try to blame me for too, guys. But what a mess. What a mess it was to get in here. All right, let's hit the road.
And when you're dreaming, you will be seeing a little demon dancing around. Baby, there is only one way, and that's the slow decay. Get a little earthy with me, I'll pull you down like rain. So tired, I can tell from your shape. Feeling sleepy, yeah, you beat the slow decay. Shape, feeling sleepy, yeah, you can beat the slow decay. Baby,
All right, guys, we are just north of Richmond, Virginia. We have been stuck in traffic all day long. I just kind of want to touch base on the whole fuel card situation thing again. So there's a Flying J right next door, and this is called a Mr. Fuel. Now this Mr. Fuel is also considered a pilot because I'm using my pilot card, which I have to stop this thing at 14 gallons, I forgot. So I get my showers, stop it at 14 gallons and we'll start it again. But so it's 283 here on this display. Is that gonna show up? But it's 260 something in the app. I'll screenshot it and see if I can include it. But it's 291. I'll screenshot them both and I'll try to show you guys like this app. Now something I did learn with this app is every time you fuel up, it's 50 cents. It's 50 cents per charge. So like every time I start and stop this, it's 50 cents. But what ends up happening is a shower's like $12 or $15, I can't remember. So it ends up paying for itself anyways, starting and stopping the pump as many times as I do. So I'll stop that and then I'll start it on the app again. And it lets you do it 3 times before it tells you, because it thinks somebody stole your card basically, and they keep fueling up. So 3 times is sometimes what I do is I do 214 and then I'll do a 50, and then that gives me 2 showers. So let me start this thing up again. I'll screenshot the difference between these 2 fuel stations, and hopefully Lita remembers to include it. All right, guys, we drove, it's kind of windy. I'm sorry if it's windy. We drove to the other side of Richmond. We're off of 95. I hope I'm saying this right. Dispupanta? I don't know. Something like that. But we had about 15 minutes left on the clock. I'm not sure what we have left for tomorrow to get to Orlando. I'll have to punch it in. I don't know if we'll run by the house and stay the night there and then head on to Orlando or not. And I'd originally thought about staying out, going home now, and then staying out until after New Year's. Man, that'd be another 2 weeks. So what I'm probably gonna do is just kind of keep an eye on the board after Christmas, and if there's money to be made, I'll roll. If not, I'm not gonna drive just to drive and make these brokers money over the holidays. I'll go cut grass or do something, you know. I can't cut grass, it's wintertime. That was, anyways, you know, we'll figure something out. But we've stopped here. We're gonna cook up some food. I can't go up that way because these trucks right here are super loud and you guys won't be able to hear me. So we're gonna cook up some meat, burn some meat, take a shower, and I don't know, maybe see you in a bit. All right, so today is December 18th. So technically these are not good anymore, but I'll open them up and smell and make sure they're not bad. And we'll cook those things up too. All right, guys, it's December 19th. I think today is Thursday. Lita went inside the Pilot to cook up those egg things that she likes. Those cups that you just crack an egg open and add it in there, and it's like it's got like onions and ham and stuff in it. Makes a little omelet. But you guys ever stuck like a water bottle in a freezer and then pull it out and it just looks like water, and then you shake it and it like crystallizes and freezes? It's kind of what happened when I just made coffee. You know, it looked like water, but then when I poured it in the coffee pot, it turned into like slush, like frozen slush. So I had to let the coffee pot run a little bit and make coffee out of a little bit of water that we had, and then I just had to keep pouring the coffee back into the coffee pot so it would melt that water and make more coffee. So I'm hoping the coffee still tastes okay since it was circulated a few times. But it's 9 o'clock. It's only 28 degrees, but for some reason I'm really cold. We slept good. It wasn't, we didn't have to idle or anything, just my hands. I can't get my hands warm. I've got gloves, and a lot of people have been yelling at me to wear gloves. And if I'm handling chains or something, it's okay. But if I'm doing tedious stuff, I can't have gloves on because I can't feel or do anything that I need to do. But anyways, I punched in Orlando last night since we got stuck in traffic everywhere. So coming down 95, we got stuck in Newark, Philadelphia, something east of Philadelphia too, I can't remember. We got stuck in Richmond, we got stuck in Baltimore. Man, 95 South just sucks. The whole Northeast sucks. I keep telling myself, stop coming Northeast. The only reason I went to Jersey is because this was getting us home, and I didn't see anything else taking us home. So I was like, screw it, I'll take it this one time. You know, like I said, Lita looked it up. It showed it was south in Newark, New Jersey. So she's like, well, that shouldn't be too bad. And then come to find out, you know, on the Raycon it says call this guy for directions, and it ends up being north of Newark. And what a nightmare that is. But just gonna get back with them egg things, and we'll I'm working on my pre-trip right now. I was out there looking around. It's just too cold. I had to jump in the truck and warm my hands up. Just want to say what's up, and we'll see you guys later. I feel like it's too zoomed in.
That's what I remember. I said my old phone did that.
But Lita just got back with those egg things. I know I've probably showed them before, but you guys, if you don't watch every single video, that's this. These are like $1 something at the store. We have chickens, if you weren't aware. And then all these vegetables and stuff come in these little packages.
There's 3 different kinds.
And then you just kind of open those up, crack an egg in it. Do you mix it up before you cook it?
Yeah. Yeah, you make it, it's just like an omelet. Like you mix
you mix it up, throw it in the microwave, and you're done.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are in a rest stop off of I-4. We're about 17 minutes from our drop, and this place is full. It's kind of weird the way that we had to come in here, because it made it look like this place was actually closed. The way they had the cone set up. Let's walk, babies. Kind of pulled in behind this guy here, but you drive around this corner here and then on out that way. So I think we'll be all right there. Yeah, I think we will. But this is it. Did I mention it's 9 o'clock at night? So that means we can start at 7 in the morning. I found a load going from Clearwater up towards Atlanta. It's like $1.59 a mile, but truck stop said it was like 37-mile deadhead. It's gonna end up being like 107-mile deadhead, so that kind of sucks. But anyways, this is where we're at. See, somebody could have backed in here. You could have pulled up here and then backed up through here and been all right. Oh, we'll probably heat up some pork chops or some burgers for dinner tonight. Maybe hit up these vending machines for a drink. I don't think we have any water left.
I don't know.
So, all right, guys, we will see you in the morning. All right, guys, we just got loaded up here in Orlando. Broker said this weighs about 5,000 pounds. We're getting 50 cents a mile on this one. I think we'll be all right on this. All right, guys, we just arrived at Orlando's drop. Nothing real crazy, too exciting here. Just got to get this stuff unstrapped and go pick up our other load going from Clearwater to somewhere up by Atlanta that we'll be dropping Monday. So let me get all this unstrapped, and we'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, so this is what we're dealing with. I shot this already, but it was in hyperlapse, and I didn't realize it till it was over with. But this load was supposed to be 30 feet long. As you can see, it's probably taken up 90%, 80% of the trailer. And then the broker didn't mention anything about tarping until the rate con came in. The rate con came in late yesterday. So then we're like, wait a second, the rate con says that it needs to be tarped. And the broker's like, oh yeah, it probably doesn't actually need to be tarped. Just double check with the people that are there. Now that we're here, this has obviously been sitting out in the rain for forever. When he picked it up, water just came pouring out of this pipe right here. You can see that it's been running down, right? And then you can see that everything inside this box is wet. There's water sitting on the top right here. Yet they want this tarped. And what pisses me off is it's supposed to be 30 feet. So I wasn't expecting to have to bust out the new big boy because it's supposed to be 30 feet. But as you can see, now I have to bust out my blue tarp because it's more than 30 feet. Now, what do I do in a situation like this? We deadheaded 100 miles to get to this. Complained to the broker. He's probably either just going to cancel it or tell us to. I don't know what they would do. I'm so tired of these brokers fucking lying about this shit. You know, and all you fucking crybabies in the comments saying all I do is bitch and complain in my videos. I'm unsubscribing. I don't give a fuck. Unsubscribe. I don't give a shit. You guys are getting free fucking entertainment from me, and you guys are gonna bitch about me bitching. So if you've never strapped a ratchet strap, what I do is I get the handle coming toward me, and then what I do, hope I'm not too close here, is I go in and then up through here and out the top, just like that. And there's the finished product. I think I had it, if I had to do over again, I think my blue tarp is big enough. I could have just used my blue tarp and one black tarp. I don't know. I got to look back and see what I ordered. I can't even remember what size I ordered. But back to people complaining about me complaining. You guys are either not doing this and have no idea what you're talking about. If you are doing this, you're not going to last long. Because if you keep letting these brokers screw you over on these loads, I promise you, you won't last long. You know, it's kind of like when we worked for DirecTV, right? We got paid, I think it was 80. So on an install, we got paid $80 for the first receiver that we would install, and then 15 or 20 for each additional. So like a, you know, like a 4-room house, if you wanted 4 TVs hooked up, it would be $80 for the first one. And what that does is that covers the installation of the dish. But what DirecTV, or I should say AT&T, started doing there at the end was they would set up what was called a service call if you were having trouble. But you would go out on a service call that paid like 15-20 bucks, and there would be like 5 brand new boxes sitting there, you know, and you would call your supervisor and you'd be like, hey, what's the deal? And then you'd have to call DirecTV and sit on the phone with DirecTV for hours. So what ended up happening a lot of times is it ended up costing you more time than it was worth to call in and get that extra upgrade built that paid you an extra 40 bucks. So what a lot of people were doing is they would just throw the boxes in and leave. Well, that's not the answer to everything. You don't just bite the bullet and let these big companies screw you over, you know? Like this right here. I don't know if it was the broker's fault. I have no idea. These people could have lied about how big it was. His boss could have lied to him about how big it was, or he could just be plain out trying to screw somebody. I'll know more when we get in the truck and email them. But everybody being like, all you do is complain. Well, come on out here on the road and see what it's like. It's not all fluffy like you think it is. Like all these other YouTubers have you believing that you're going to make $1 million doing this, because that's not the case. You're fighting Joe Blow down the road that's working for beer money right now. All he's doing is driving around in a beat up pickup truck with a beat up trailer. So he's like, well, I don't have to make as much as everybody else. What he don't realize is that older truck is going to wear out on him one day, and he's going to have to buy a new pickup truck. And at that point, the rates are going to be beat up so low that he's not going to be able to make his new truck payment. So you have to keep the rates up. Even if you can run cheaper, keep the rates up for when you do have to upgrade to a bigger truck. It's 5:30 in the morning. Woke up at about 4 this morning. Currently in Tifton at a Love's getting some breakfast. I got one of my sons with me here. We're on our way up to Forest Park, Georgia? Up by Atlanta to drop that load that we picked up from Florida. Woke up this morning to another dead battery. It's the inverter draining the battery. So the inverter is supposed to have a safety feature that shuts itself off when the battery gets too low. And I went out to the truck and opened up the door, and it's got a little alarm. Let me unlock this truck. It's got a little alarm. You know, it's supposed to beep. It's supposed to make like a beeping noise and let you know that your battery's getting low. And then it's supposed to shut itself off. I open up the truck door and it's just beep. Truck was dead as shit. That new jump pack worked though. Surprisingly, that little jump pack actually worked. So we've got about 2.5 hours to go drop this. Truck Stops app hasn't been working the last few days. All that money in the app goes down more than I can remember. But we're gonna hit the road and we'll see you when we get there. Well, we are in Forest Park, Georgia, waiting to get unloaded. They left probably 15 minutes ago to get longer forks to get this box off. No sign of them yet. It's raining. The plan is, because it's so nasty outside, oh, here they come. As soon as they move this box here, we're just gonna take all these tarps and kind of bundle them up front, strap them down, and then when it's not raining anymore at the house, I'll let them dry out and we'll roll them back up. Looks like he's here to unload this though. I gotta get the paperwork signed. It's not pretty, but there it is. I'm not rolling up wet tarps for them to freeze later on, so I'll take them home and lay them out and let them dry off when it's a nicer day, and we'll roll them up.